we're here to help.
My hair smells like burnt mushrooms.
I'll lick your teeth if you want.
How does one turn on a wand?
Welcome. I'm Kat.
I'm Hunter.
And we are your Fairy Gaymothers Sorta.
Welcome to episode 5.
We're so happy to have you here.
We're officially podcasters now.
This is episode 6.
Quick episode preview. We are going to be talking about dating apps today with, what's our title?
Know Thy Matchmaker.
Stay tuned. But for now, Kat, why don't you explain what a fairy gay mother is really briefly?
All right. A fairy gay mother is someone who is bettering themselves, bettering the world. They're really creative. They're trying to change things for the better. And they're doing it in a queer way. Queer as in gay. Queer as in different than normal. Queer as in different than you would expect. And that's what we're trying to be. But we're certainly not there yet. So every week we try and take you along for the ride in our lessons so that you can learn by proxy and become a fairy gay mother sorta as well, or at least watch us try.
Amazing. And each week we like to highlight a fairy gay mother of the week, just to give a shout out to some real life examples out there that we're aspiring to be like. Mm-hmm. I have one for this week. Do you have one?
No, because I know yours and it speaks for everyone. Really.
Okay, yeah. So for those of you who are YouTube kids, you should know exactly who Jenna Marbles is. Mm-hmm. For anyone over the age of 40 who listens to this podcast, hey mom, hey dad. Jenna Marbles was just like the funniest YouTuber that there ever was. I don't even know. How would you describe Jenna Marbles to people who don't know her?
She made all kinds of content. Like, I feel like she did the initial, like, what washing your hair really looks like, or like what girls really think in the shower.
Oh,
or,
okay, yeah.
Like, kind of spoof, satire-y videos.
Yeah, she really just did whatever she wanted.
Yeah.
Like, she made a whole bed out of soap for her dog.
Her dog, yeah.
Or she covered her nails in 100 coats of nail polish, mm-hmm. and then bathed in a bath full of like literal highlighters.
Yep.
So like she just did whatever she wanted, and it was overwhelmingly positive and comedic.
Yeah.
And just brought like a little brightness to the world.
So much.
But when
brightness.
the world needed her most, she vanished.
But when the world needed him most, he vanished.
But most importantly, her name was Jenna Marbles because when she started her YouTube channel, she had several dogs, but the first one that she had, I believe the first, was a Chihuahua named Marbles.
Marbles.
And recently, devastatingly, Marbles has passed away.
Sorry. I genuinely sent Hunter a video of me because I found out through TikTok, because Jenna Marbles is offline, but her husband, Julian, still does streaming and stuff, so he was letting people know that Marbles was kind of palliative a few months ago, and he let people know that Marbles passed away. And I found out through TikTok, and I sent Hunter a video of me sobbing.
I hate to be the one to have to share this news with you, but Marbles has passed away. Like, truly, I'm gonna be thinking about this for the rest of my life.
But yeah, Marbles was just so incredibly important to not only Jenna and Julian, but really the whole community. Mm-hmm. And so we would like to highlight Marbles as our fairy gay mother of the week posthumously.
Yeah.
Of course. It's really embodying everything that we want to be in life.
Yeah. Silent.
Stupid.
And just exuding joy.
So this one's for you, Marbles. Hope you're doing well up there, buddy.
Yeah. He can bond with my cat, Hitch, because I think they both didn't have any teeth. So, just tongues out. Tongues out for Marbles.
Tongues out for Marbles. And you know what? Why don't you ruminate with that? We'll take a brief break, and we'll come back when we've all stopped crying.
Yeah. I need a tissue. Welcome back. Hope you've all had just a little cry in Marbles' honor.
A moment of silence for him.
Yeah. But now it's time to get back into us.
And now I want to talk about me.
Yeah. So every week we do a little segment called Crash Bit Bang. And it's for us to talk about our crash outs, our bits, and our bangs of the week. Really kind of speed bumps, lessons that we've learned, mini lessons that we've learned in the week that we want to spotlight and share with y'all.
Yeah. Could be something we've learned, could be a punishment we've endured, could be anything, really.
Yeah.
Why don't you start?
Yes, I'll start. So my crash out this week occurred as I was driving in a snowstorm. And
A literal crash out.
So what happened was I was driving on some country roads, and it was the day after big snowstorm, and it was only lightly snowing. And I'm a pretty cautious driver, but the road that I was turning onto, I assumed had been plowed like the one that I was coming from. And so I really gunned it into this left-hand turn, all while singing Satisfied from Hamilton at the top of my lungs. And I turn and the car starts to slide. And I immediately recall from my driver's ed, when your car starts to skid, you turn into the skid. And I realize I have no idea what that means. I have absolutely no idea what turning into the skid means. Thankfully, I accidentally did that, the right thing, and it turns out, so if your car is driving straight and then your back end starts to turn to the right, let's say. So this means you're kind of driving into oncoming traffic now.
Okay.
What you want to do is turn away from oncoming traffic.
I get it. You know, in Cars, when he goes, turn right to go left. And then he I think that's what I'm imagining you doing in this car.
Yeah. And so I do that. I turn away from oncoming traffic, thankfully, and correct the skid. But I unfortunately did overcorrect just a little bit. And so I started kind of overturning into what was a snowbank. And that's when I remembered my training. Oh, brake. So I hit the brakes and I stopped right before a snowbank. And thankfully, really, I was only embarrassed because there were drivers way down the road who saw what happened, but there was absolutely no one behind me and everything was totally fine. And I think this all happened slow enough that other people would have been able to hit their brakes and also avoid me if they had been closer. So I figured it was a lesson I would share with you all. When they say turn into the skid, they mean turn where you want the front end of the car to go to correct the skid. Okay? We're not just veering. We're gently correcting. And then maybe hit the brake once you've corrected enough.
Please insert crash sound here.
My bit this week, I have been watching Homeland.
Claire Danes.
Yes,
right?
Claire Danes.
Love
because
her.
I watched that show, The Beast in Me, on Netflix.
Oh.
It was really good. And my mom was like, oh, after Homeland, I literally can't watch her in anything because I just see her character from Homeland.
Oh.
And she was really, my mom thinks she was really insufferable. So I was like, that's my cue. I love watching women be insufferable. So I started Homeland. And in season 2, who appears on my screen but a young Timothée Chalamet?
No way.
Yes. And it reminded me that every time I see his name, I go, oh, Timmy Chimmy. Yeah, no one's ever said that. That's not a real nickname. It's just one of those things where my brain goes, yes, Timmy Chimmy.
You know what I always think of is that SNL bit, there he is, my tiny horse.
Yeah, that too.
Something like that.
But mostly just, Timmy Chimmy.
Timmy Chimmy.
And then my bang, I made my parents watch One of Them Days because I subjected them to some movies that I think are getting a lot of Oscar buzz that I wanted to
Is One of Them Days
watch.
getting Oscar buzz?
No.
Oh,
because
wait a minute.
I made them watch a few movies that they really did not enjoy. And so I was like, okay, here, fine. You can get one of my favorite movies of 2025.
Yeah.
And it was One of Them Days. So my bang was both One of Them Days because I love that movie and I think it was really underappreciated. SZA and Keke Palmer together were everything. Everything.
And they're making a second one, right?
I think so.
Thank
I think
God.
so.
If you haven't seen it, go and watch it right now.
Go and watch it.
If you haven't seen Bottoms or One of Them Days, those are some of the two funniest movies I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. And I wanted to give a quick shout out to Kayla Monteroso Mejia because she is in that movie. She is the loan lender.
Oh, yes.
And she's also in The Studio and Abbott Elementary. Like, huge year for her. But she's just so extraordinarily funny. Like, her comedic timing is phenomenal. So all around, both Kayla and One of Them Days, those were my bangs.
Those were great bangs.
Yeah, thank you. Now, what about you, Hunter? Give us your special surprise.
You see, when I heard the news of Marble's passing, I have not moved past that yet. We're circling back. I just remembered a really tender, kind-hearted song that Jenna Marbles wrote for Marbles.
Yes.
And I listened to it and sounded out the notes, and now I'm going to perform it for you on ukulele. Yes! And I'm not going to perform the whole thing like this, but I would like everyone to know, for viewers, you can see it, and for listeners, I'm really quickly just going to play the ukulele behind my head to prove to you all that I'm better than you. I just wanted you all to know that I could do it if I wanted to. And I just tried that like 10 minutes ago.
That was phenomenal.
Thank you so much. Every time we're hanging out and Marvel's on the couch, I can see him there thinking about the perfect time to jump off. Don't want him to feel so lost. Marvel, you're gonna be fine. 'Cause I just went to the kitchen to get some water. I would never leave you for long. Wish he would just calm down, turn his frown around. So for him I wrote this song. Marbles, this one is for you. Marbles, don't do it. You got so much to live for. Marbles, don't do it. Got so much to live for. Marbles, don't do it. So much to live for. And when you jump, it kind of looks like you're committing suicide. So Marbles, don't do it. There is more to the song, but I feel like that's enough.
That was gorgeous. That was
much.
a perfect tribute to him in his life, because you know what? He overcame that urge and he lived a long and happy life. Gorgina. Like at the end, like that was the perfect song for like at the end of the movie when you're giving an update on the life. It's like, Marbles overcame his suicidal ideation and lived a long and happy life into his 20s.
I love when movies do that too.
Yeah.
I eat that shit up. Like, I'm like, yes, tell me what happens next and make it comedical. Comedical? What? Comical? Anyways.
Oh, well, let's take a break.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
It's time.
It's time for the lesson.
The lesson.
Which is Know Thy Matchmaker.
Woo! Hunter, do you want to give a little context as to why we wanted to cover this, how we kind of came up with it?
Sure, yeah. So recently, I think it's been established on this podcast that we really like being alone, and are vehemently against relationships, actually. But we've grown in the past 24 hours and realized that, you know what, dating can be fun as long as you treat it appropriately.
Yes.
But a huge part of treating dating appropriately is also using the apps appropriately and really understanding what a dating app is about. So for our homework, we watched the movie Swiped with Lily James.
For anyone who hasn't seen it, it's based on the life and story of Whitney Wolfe Herd. However, Whitney Wolfe Herd was not actually involved at all in the making of the movie because of an NDA she had to sign after settling a lawsuit with Tinder, which she co-founded, but they won't say that she co-founded.
Precisely. And so then she later went on to develop and be the CEO of Bumble. And a super interesting movie. Would recommend watching it. Mm-hmm. It really just got us thinking about dating apps and how they operate and how kind of dating is gamified these days.
I mean, to start off, my first reaction, or I guess my deeper thought when we first decided we were going to talk about this week, was that we have truly grown up in a generation that has had dating apps available since we were 16.
Yeah, they've been around a while, eh?
Less. Like, Tinder technically was developed in 2012. And
Really?
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Bumble came around, I believe, in 2016, if I remember the timeline correctly.
That's crazy young for us. I didn't even know that.
I was trying to think about when I first used a dating app, and I downloaded Tinder when I was like 16 or 17.
Really?
I think I was 16 because it was in civics class, which you have to take in grade 10. So it was in civics, and it was me and two of my friends, and we would just like swipe around, like treated it as a game. And very shortly after that, Tinder banned anyone under 18.
I was going to say, I thought there was an age restriction, but I didn't know that you were one of the pre-users.
I was in there. I think like literally I didn't even have it set to women. Like I was exclusively looking at men out there.
Which is a long time ago.
A long time ago. And yeah, we were treating it as a game at the time. And I wasn't that upset when they banned people under 18 because I was never using it seriously anyway. And then I remember on my 18th birthday downloading Tinder again. Yeah.
But you were out at 18, right?
So yeah, I certainly was not looking at men anymore.
Okay. Proud of you. Proud of 18-year-old you.
Yes, thank you. It was a lot more fun.
Yeah.
When I was 18, and I did go on a couple dates, I think, off of Tinder.
Really?
But only with people that I like already kind of knew of.
Oh, okay.
And it was just a convenient excuse to finally
That's so fair.
ask someone out and then go on a date with them.
Yeah.
What about you? What was your first interaction with a dating app?
I definitely had seen other people's dating apps in high school, like probably in grade 12, more so. But I wasn't really interested in dating all that much because I was really figuring out who I was and what I wanted. So I was like, I don't even want to touch that.
Yeah.
Also, I was working as a lifeguard at the time. And I hate to say, but like the cesspool that is being a lifeguard for your city, like you all just date each other.
Yeah.
It's kind of what happens. So there was plenty of drama like happening with people that I knew that I wasn't that up to date on the dating apps. But once I hit university, I think that's when I downloaded one for the first time. I went through a breakup like right at the beginning of university. And so I think like because I was single and newly out, I was like, well, how else does one ever find anyone who's gay? Right. So that would have been my experience with it. But I've never seriously had it like where it was like months and months. I've gone out definitely on a couple of dates that I've like found through different apps, but a lot of them were people that I already knew of or we already followed each other on Instagram. And then it was like, it's that perfect excuse of like, okay, now I know for a fact you're interested in me as well. Like,
yeah. So truly using them as kind of like a game, as kind of a...
That's what I did find. I think it was second year. That was, and it definitely correlates to the fact that this was the year that I felt the worst about myself as well. Like I was just like not feeling good about the way I looked, behaved, any of it. Was just feeling really lost, I think. And I became like very invested in the game, but like not in the people. It was literally just like, if you like swipe enough times and there's like nobody left, like I wanted to clear my screen. So I would just swipe left on everyone until the screen was clear because I was like, well, I have to clear it out for the night. Like, I don't know what it was, but I was like, it's not clean if I don't get rid of everyone right now. And so I'd set my radius like so close to me, like 1 kilometer. And then I'd just swipe left and over and over and over again until it was like, no more people, expand your distance range or whatever. It's like, no, good night.
Yeah. And I think
it's not clean if I don't get rid of everyone right now.
Actually, I was going to move into a point. I actually think maybe you have OCD.
I do think that it was like the gamifying of dating, that especially as someone who was like dating as a young adult for the first time, it made it less intimidating than to put yourself out there, like physically go somewhere and approach someone, because it kind of felt like there was a safety net of if they had swiped right on you or liked you or whatever, you already knew that they were interested. But what point you were going to make before you diagnosed me?
Well, I was just going to say, I think maybe that it's a good time for us to do like high level negatives of dating apps.
Yeah.
So
we can go tit for tat if you like.
Sure. Let's go tit for tat.
You go first.
Okay. For all the straighties out there, shout out to you. I've heard that there's a real ratio problem, that it's at least 2-to-1 in terms of men to women.
Oh, yeah.
If not higher ratio of men to women. So that means that women are receiving a lot of likes.
Yes.
And it's hard to make like a genuine connection when there's so much activity. Mm-hmm. And men will run out of people
to scroll through.
So they'll just swipe right on everyone.
Yeah.
So there's very little like actual thought going into.
And I feel like that's also not good for example, one of the guys that we met traveling was talking about how he hadn't had a match in months. Mm-hmm. But he was saying that was pretty typical. Mm-hmm. And like that just shows that it's a global issue, because we were in Australia when this happened.
Yeah.
But that it's pretty typical that like he would go months without any matches. And he was like, but it does kind of make you feel bad about yourself, even though algorithm wise there's just not as many women who are users of the app. So negs all around. Another one I would say is safety. I do think that like while there are some ways to keep yourself safe, and like there are things that you like, any girl who's been on a date from a dating app knows, like you share your location with your friend, you have them potentially call you at a certain time to ensure you're fine, you are meant to check in, they wait for you until you get home, things like that. But you just like, people can still say some pretty nasty things to you on those apps. People can still turn out to be different than what they present themselves as. Like, I think that that's just kind of the territory of being online, is that there is some danger in talking with strangers.
Yeah.
So I haven't been on Tinder in a really long time, so I don't know if like that has changed, but I think that it's historically known that Tinder is not the most safe for women specifically. But also I'm sure there is also dangers for men as well.
Well, yeah. Dangers for everyone.
Dangers for everybody.
I did also hear that for a while trans people were being banned from Tinder, like they would have their accounts deleted for no reason for a very long time. Like I think there was a lawsuit, and
oh, good.
I'm not sure if it was settled, but
I
think it's been happening less. But anyway, just another reason why it's not necessarily. And of course, I'm positive that there are tons of stories out there about people being super transphobic on dating apps as well.
Yeah. I would say that's a huge con for all of the dating apps. I mean, I haven't used any queer specific one. Obviously, I'm not on Grindr, not on Her. I don't know what the other apps are, but this is specifically about dating apps, I guess, that are centered around all who date. They really don't consider their queer users, like at all. It is not set up to foster safe connections between like queer users with potentially members who are not part of the LGBTQ community.
What do you mean? Like
trans people matching with cis people. Like there's no protections in place really. Like it's not considering the fact that there are many transphobic cis people. Mm-hmm. I'm sure there are also transphobic gay people, but we are slightly better about it. Well, I would hope.
I mean, a lot of TERFs. That's true. Kind of, it's a lot of lesbians in that, unfortunately, are TERFs. But
protect the dolls.
Yeah.
The TERFs.
Yeah. The TERFs forever and always. But I agree in terms of safety. Mm-hmm. I feel like we should look that up after to see if there are any kind of like protections. I know that, so I was on Her for maybe 2 days years ago. Like I don't even remember when exactly it was, because it truly, I logged on, I went, oh, there's no one on here. It was like unicorns, men posing as women.
No, thank you.
And just straight up bots. And I was like, I'm good, actually.
You're like, I'm the hottest thing on here.
Or the same people that you've been swiping left on Tinder for years. But I've heard a lot of similar stories about Her, that it's no one is on there, and the people who are on there are unicorns, and which is like couples looking for a third, straight couples looking for a third, and bots and bullies.
To me, from what I had heard and like what the public assumption was that like Tinder was specifically for hookups, and that like men were gross on there. And then Hinge was the one that everybody liked. That was like, okay, I'm getting like real dates off of this. But then they started putting people in Rose jail, and like the algorithm, I believe, was not as helpful as it had been. I think Like the people that they would learn who you were attracted to, who you would send likes to, and then specifically put them in rose jail so that you had to pay for it. Like it became much more of this experience is only good for paid users.
Speaking of rose jail, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk a bit more about the algorithms and the negatives, but how you can also maybe make them work in your favor. Okay, we're back. Hope you are too. Now, Hunter, you were talking about algorithms.
Yes.
Before I so rudely interrupted you. So we know this is how these apps function. Mm-hmm. Tinder, from its very inception,
yes,
has been using the ELO algorithm, which I did see that it's initially an algorithm used to rank chess players.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't read any further about how that specifically related back to dating, but essentially they're not using it anymore. But it was kind of a numbers game. So
yes,
the more people that swiped right on you and the less people that swiped left on you, the higher your ELO rating would be.
Right.
The more people that you would be shown to.
Yes. I do remember that now.
Yeah. And like you said, Hinge has really upped their, I don't know what you would call it, pay scale, I guess, where you have to pay to unlock a lot more of the features, like to get roses. Like they know the people that you're likely to want to match with.
Yes.
And they'll make you use a rose for that, and you only have so many roses.
Yeah. So I read that in an article somewhere that basically the algorithm will keep track of the people that you send hearts to. And I think it's through like facial scanning software that they will find out people that you're like attracted to. And then they will specifically choose people with those facial traits or whether it be like certain prompts that are used often that you respond to, and they'll put them in rose jail, which is basic for people who aren't using Hinge. It's just like a separate feed that you, instead of sending a like to these people, you have to send a rose, and you only get so many roses. I think you get one rose a week or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And if you want more, you have to pay for them.
Yeah.
So it's basically showing you people that they know that you'll want to match with, or that you feel like you would want to start a conversation with them, but to access that, it has to be paid. And then the other people that they're showing you are people that they know you're not interested in.
Yeah.
So it just kind of keeps you playing in the hopes that someone from the roses will be in your regular feed. And I have heard people say, as a tactic to that, is that they click no on people that they do find attractive, because then it'll keep them out of the roses and they will show up again later. Like, you don't teach it who you're actually attracted to at first, but that feels like so much work.
You're trying to play the algorithm right back.
Yeah, no, and I respect it, like the hustle of it. But also, I could totally see why someone's just going to pay $8 a week to match with who they want to match with.
Because, yeah, if you're like, dating is hard enough.
Yeah.
Trying to then reverse engineer the app.
An algorithm.
Yeah. To make it work for you so that you can maybe
match with someone.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then I did see that. So Bumble. Mm-hmm. So crazy. I completely forgot that they removed the thing that women had to be the one to message first if it was women and men matching.
I just found that out, which is insane because that was their whole shtick.
That was their whole...
Was that it was like a safe space for women.
Yeah.
And so they had to initiate the conversations.
Yeah.
To, one, I think, prevent getting like unsolicited dick pics, to prevent getting like creepy messages right off the top, but also two, to be like a woman-centric app. Like the algorithm is working for women as opposed to against women, the way that people say Tinder does.
Apparently it also, I was reading a study that it made men feel better about themselves too, because if women were matching and messaging, they knew that they had to be like genuinely interested in them. So it's kind of a confidence boost.
So why would they take that
out? Because they got sued by men who were hurt that they couldn't
message first.
Yeah, I'm sure they I didn't read the lawsuit, but I'm sure it was like gender-based discrimination where they're like, men's rights.
But here's my like thought process on that. So you want to message first because presumably these women that you're matching with aren't messaging you, and then I think the matches expire in 24 hours if no one says anything. if she didn't reach out to you and send you a message, she's not responding to your message either. So it actually doesn't matter who messages first. It was, unfortunately, a lot of people do use apps for the ego boost as well. And sometimes too, you match with someone and then later you're like, actually, I don't think I'm interested. Or like, you're like, you know what? I thought you were attractive with my beer goggles on. I'm like not attracted to you right now.
Yeah.
So those people who sued and ruined it for the rest of us, they didn't like you anyways.
Yeah. Have you ever been on Bumble?
No.
No.
Not personally. Like,
No.
but I've seen people go through their Bumble feeds. Like, I understand how it works.
Yeah.
And how it looks.
Yeah.
Have you?
I only downloaded it very briefly when we were traveling and
Oh, right.
yeah, we're just seeing what was out there.
What was out there in the world?
And it was all girls looking for friends, all women looking
Really?
to make friends. I was like, don't they literally have this
They
same
do
app
have-
for making friends? They have Bumble BFF.
Yeah, I thought they had a full separate app for that.
They do, yeah.
Or not like separate. I think you can set it up when you sign up. Like you click whether it's for relationships, friendships, or business, right? I think those are the three options.
Yeah. Anyway, it was, a lot of like just looking for friends, new to the city, just like, I get it.
Yeah.
Good for you, but why am I seeing this?
Yeah, like
I didn't click that, certainly.
also too, like, why are you signing up as, like, not you, but
Yeah.
I mean the people who are looking for friends, like, why are you signing up as a lesbian? Like, being like, I want to see other women, and then expecting them to just want to be friends. Yeah. Like
if lesbians want friends, they'll also sign up for
sign up
Bumble
with BFF.
Yeah, no, that's a weird one. I did try to look up how the Grindr algorithm and her algorithm and the Sniffies algorithm.
Oh my gosh, Sniffies is insane.
First of all, there's really no information out there.
No, but I've seen people log into it. I had people show
Yeah.
it to me.
Yeah.
For those who are listening who don't know what Sniffies is, I believe it's not exclusively for gay men, but I do think that's their predominant user base. And basically you just mark your location down and you say like DTF, which, and then people can just show up at your address.
Yeah.
Like, and so you open it up and it's a map and it'll just show you like kind of the way that Snapchat used to like
Where the party's at.
where the party's at. Like the way that Snapchat used to use like a heat map to show you where lots of people were. Like it will do the same thing.
Yeah.
And there are many orgies planned via Sniffies. Like it's very much so hookup based. I don't think it's not date based at all.
No.
So I wouldn't even say it's like an online dating app,
No.
but that's a new one.
Yeah.
I guess that one wouldn't use an algorithm in terms of like the way that the other ones would. It's all location based.
It's pretty much location
It's just like
based.
who's closest to you.
Yeah. There may be some sort of like, in terms of priority, I don't think it's just who's like what's closest to you, but it might be.
Yeah. I also think that there will be a huge difference in how these apps are perceived and used depending on the dating culture of your potential sexuality. Like I have heard from many of my like friends who are gay men that the hookup culture in between gay men is like much more active than potentially with like lesbian women or in straight relationships. And so like their algorithms are probably more targeted towards that. They also have really crazy specific preference settings.
Yes,
Which
I
is-
have heard of this.
Yeah. So someone was showing me their Grindr the other day and they were like, yeah, like you can literally say, and I'm quoting literally what the app says. You can say like no fatties, no tops, no white people, no like, and you can just get into more and more. Like anything you think can be characterized as a trait is on the preference list.
It's on Grindr.
It's
That's
on Grindr,
crazy.
yeah. Which is horrible, first of all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think people are going to Grindr looking for genuine connections.
No, I don't mean horrible in the sense that it's like blocking connections. I just mean
no.
like what a way to make someone feel bad about
What a way to
themselves.
classify.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a way, yeah. But I do think that's like pretty common within like Grindr users that there is very much so like a hierarchy of gay man.
Yeah.
But because they're not looking for genuine connections, people aren't really complaining
Yeah.
about it. So like that versus Bumble might be a different conversation.
Yeah, so that study that I read, I think, said that the less the users know about the algorithm, the more successful, and I don't know how they measured success, but I think the more happy the users were,
Okay.
maybe was the statistic there. And I think it's because, like, for example, if you know Tinder is ranking you based on how many people swipe right on you versus swipe left on you. Technically, that's kind of a measure of attractiveness. So you know if you're not getting matches, you're probably not maybe considered attractive to the majority of people on that app.
Right. Which I think would bring anyone's happiness down.
Absolutely. Yeah. Whereas with Hinge, I think for a while, people didn't know how the algorithm was working.
Yeah.
But as you said with Rosedale, it's clearly become pretty evident how it's working. And so people are trying to hack that and reverse it.
Reverse it, yeah.
But I think overall satisfaction kind of drops when you know you're being played rather than just playing the game.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Tinder's defense, not defense, it's just a feature that I like of theirs. I like that you only know if someone swiped right or left on you if you, I mean, obviously you can kind of tell if you're not being shown many people and things like that. But if you also swipe right on them, like there's really no stake in it, which I think is probably why it has become the most gamified and like the most hookup based.
Yeah.
But it's kind of nice that you don't have to really put yourself out there unless someone else has kind of already extended to that they are interested in you. Whereas on Hinge, like, or Bumble, I believe someone is making the first move. Like you are setting a like. I do kind of like the idea. And this was explained pretty well in the movie that we watched, Swiped, when she was trying to pitch the app to college students. Like she was like, I know it can be really hard when you go up to someone and like you introduce yourself and you have no idea whether they're attracted to you or not. Like you don't know if you're going to be their cup of tea. Whereas these dating apps take away that anxiety because you don't, like you're anonymously liking them until they like you back and then they get to see you. Whereas if you swipe right on someone and they swipe left on you, like they'll never know that you swiped right on them.
I mean, case in point, both of us being like, yeah, no, I only ever went on dates for like with people that I had already known of, and I just wasn't sure that they were into me. Like,
yeah, it takes kind of like, it takes that out of it. And I know, at least with like queer women, we've joked about how it's like the Instagram like you get a follow and then a like on a really old post, and like that's kind of a move, whereas this just makes it a little bit more direct, in the sense where like you are very much so saying like, yes, I'm interested in you, but you don't necessarily, at least on Bumble or Tinder, have to be the only one that puts that forward. But I think on Hinge you are, so you're SOL for that one. Like, I think you have to send a like or a message and it's not anonymous. Like, they can see, like, oh, this person liked you.
Yes. Yeah. That is true.
But Hinge is the one that I've heard people have the most success with in terms of relationships, so.
Me too. Yeah. In terms of long-term relationships, absolutely. I've heard Hinge has had the most success.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see, like, if there's anything between the swipe and match versus the sending a like that contributes to the success of relationships.
I did read that Match maybe bought Hinge a few years ago. I don't remember the timeline now, but that people noticed a significant decline in the quality of the app after it was purchased. So, you know, sometimes you got a good thing and someone wants to change it up and then it's not good anymore.
No, bueno. I think now's a good time to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about how to make these apps work for you.
Whoop whoop. Heidi ho, hey, yeah, welcome back. We're going to talk about how to make dating apps work for you beyond just reverse engineering the algorithm.
Beyond being a software engineer. Yeah. I would say my number one tip that I would give to people who are using the apps is that we need to start treating dating as a verb and using those apps because you're interested in dating, not because you're interested in a relationship specifically. Like, you can totally be interested in meeting new people and seeing where things go, but I think if you go into it with the intention of like, I want a boyfriend or I want a girlfriend, then you're meeting up with people with that intention in mind. Like, you're not getting to know the person. You're just like, boyfriend? No. It puts too much pressure on it, I think. You kind of skip over some of the getting to know you phase because there's that pressure of like, well, this has to end up in a relationship. Whereas if you're just interested in maybe like dating around, getting to know some people, you give yourself more flexibility to go through those stages of getting to know someone as a person, as opposed to getting to know them under the guise of, could you be my boyfriend or girlfriend?
Right. I also think particularly, I know that queer women have this problem, but perhaps it's larger. Getting locked in on someone's potential rather than who they are as a person.
Yeah.
And I think maybe when I understand the intention of saying I'm looking for something serious, because there are a lot of people who are not looking for anything serious on apps. And I think people kind of get trapped in that mindset a little bit when they're like, I'm ready. I feel like I'm ready for a partner. They immediately lock in on like, everyone I meet, I'm assessing as a potential partner.
Right.
And then you get locked in on someone's potential. Like, oh, I think our values align and we want similar things in life. And we aren't there yet, but like maybe we can work together to get there. And I find when you lock in on someone's potential, you end up dismissing so many of the incompatibilities and reasons why it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And like you said, I think you, instead of getting to know someone as a person and make connections genuinely, you are looking at it as more of like an interaction. Like, what can you do for me?
Yeah. Like, what do you bring to the relationship that you're not in yet, guys?
Yeah.
Like, let's reel it back. I also think on like the inverse of that, sometimes when you have a specific list of the things that you want in a partner, which is totally valid to have and to go into dating with, when you go on a first date with someone, you're kind of comparing them to that list. And if they're not meeting it, or if that immediate quote unquote spark isn't there, you cut people off who are actually like could be the right people for you. Maybe give them more than one day. Like, I think that it's a very like quick, you go on one date, and if you're like, no, they're not going to be my boyfriend, like you cut it off. I'm a big believer in actually getting to know someone. Like, even if you don't, unless something goes wrong and you like dislike the date.
Yeah.
If you had like a good enough time, I think it's worth it to see it through at least another time. If like you're both unsure, or even if you're unsure but they want to see you again, like,
Yeah.
I certainly have had first impressions with people where I'm like, that's not what I want them to remember about me. And then we meet again and we get along a lot more. Or I've hung out with someone where I'm like, that was awesome. And then I see them again and I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Ooh. I have my rose-colored glasses on that first time.
And so I think a lot of people make that like decision on whether or not you're going to be my partner on that first date.
Yeah.
And let's reel it in, girl bosses.
Do you have any advice? It's okay if the answer is no, because I don't know if I do. Advice for people who are on dating apps who want to distinguish themselves from people who are just looking for hookups. How do you think you ride the line between saying that you are eventually looking for something serious, like we're not looking for situationships, we're not looking for just hookups? Do you think, my personal method in the past has been to put absolutely nothing about that and then
Agreed.
wait for it to come up in conversation?
Yeah.
Do you think there's like a way you can do that kind of in your profile, or is it better kind of left until you've chit-chatted with someone a little bit?
I actually do think I have some thoughts on this.
Okay.
One, I do know that like I think Hinge has it where you can put like open to long term, open to short term, or specifically looking for short term. So I think using that like open verbiage is more of a way of indicating like, okay, this is probably what I'm looking for in a partner, but like it's not putting the pressure immediately on you that like you will be the long-term partner. But I also think that if we were to remove dates, and let's say, so you're dating in person,
Okay.
and you want to be in a long-term relationship, you actually don't get to decide whether something's going to be a situationship or not. Like, you have to see it through with someone. And then as you get to know each other, like maybe you're both looking for long-term relationships, but not with each other. Like maybe it doesn't work. So you end up in a situationship. So I think kind of, unless someone has truly said like, I just want to hook up, totally swipe left. Like that's fine.
Yeah.
If you're not interested in that.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I think you have to be open to short and long-term, because you don't really know someone until honestly you're like 2 years deep in dating.
Yeah. Maybe we're trying to control more than we can control
Exactly.
on the app, like
Precisely.
in the meeting stage.
Like, I also think that lots of people are like, like you know, maybe I want to learn long term, like they don't know. And then as they start seeing someone that really suits their life and they really blend well together, it's like, no, I actually want something long term with you. So I think that like immediate labeling of what you want is preemptive, like too soon.
Yeah.
And we have to kind of be realistic with ourselves that any relationship that you hope turns into a long term could turn into a situationship.
Yeah.
That's just kind of the name of dating.
Yeah. Maybe like if you're just looking for a hookup, say that, and then
Totally.
everything else we'll figure out.
Yeah, that's a great way of saying it.
In a similar vein, I think, you know, we've got dating as a verb as one of the pieces of advice. One that I would like to contribute is 1 week of the talking stage max.
Yes.
Like if you have not made plans to meet up within 1 week, move on. Like,
Yeah.
I think queer women in particular can get caught in that trap of just like chatting forever.
And then you're just besties.
And then you're just besties. Like there's no, and I think it kind of goes along with how I have a distrust of like who people present themselves as on an app versus in real life.
Yeah.
And I think we just kind of need to get through that. I think a week gives you the opportunity for some, like if you're the kind of person or if it's the kind of connection where you're sending tons of messages back and forth, you've like moved to texting or whatever within a couple days, like literally don't stay much longer than that.
Yeah.
The week tops is for the people who like have very busy schedules.
Yes.
You're going to send
You're
maybe a
booked.
couple messages a day.
Yeah.
Tops. Like you don't really have the chance to get into a flow. Like I would say once you've reached a flow state in your messages, you should be meeting up in person.
Yeah.
Like because that's what these are. If we get so wrapped up in like what their profile was and how they portrayed themselves or how I portrayed myself or how I came off, we are caring so much more about appearances than we are connection.
Yeah.
And actually getting to know someone.
There's a girl on TikTok who has the rule of like, we're making plans to meet. She talks about her dating life, sorry. And she has the rule on her apps that where she says like, if we don't make plans to meet within the first week, I'm out. And also too, I want one phone call before to see if like the conversation might flow naturally via text, but not so much via phone call or vice versa, where someone can be a really bad texter. Like I myself can be, depending on the person.
Yeah.
No, actually, we're going to cut that because that's not true. I'm amazing on text. But I know many of my friends who are like so funny and amazing in person, but then are like the driest texters you've ever met. So a phone call can help. Sorry, it's Kat.
It's me.
So I honestly don't hate the idea of a phone call. It does feel daunting, I think, to call someone you've never met.
Yeah.
But it's also daunting to meet them. So
yeah.
And if you can't last 30 minutes on the phone, you're not going to last a 2-hour date.
I'm not going to lie. I do think calling someone I've never met
Is crazy.
Like
I don't know if I could do it.
I think that would give me severe anxiety.
But meeting up with someone you've never met before, like, is also kind of crazy.
That is nowhere near as anxiety inducing to me.
Really?
Yeah.
But is it because you're in like a public space?
I have phone anxiety in particular. I think it's part of my autism.
There's also nice, like, there's going to be pauses when you meet someone for the first time. There's going to be like a moment of silence, you know, like occasionally. And there is, when you're in person, there are some nice things that you can do to kind of fill those silences, like whether you're taking a sip of your water or, you know, you're taking a bite of your food if you're out or whatever it is that you're doing. Whereas when you're on the phone and you're just silent, like, and you just hear like gulp, like it's not as, she is also, this person who has that rule is, I believe, a straight woman. So maybe it's a safety thing for her as well. Like, I won't lie, like meeting other women, I don't have the same safety concerns that some of my straight friends have when they're meeting up with men from apps. So maybe that's part of it as well.
And don't get me wrong, I think it's, for me, like, would be a good rule after the first date. Because I think someone calling you shows intentionality.
That's true.
About like wanting to talk to you and wanting to hear your voice and allows you to kind of flow with someone, connect with someone on a deeper level if you're not just like meeting up.
Yeah.
I think for me, it would be a matter of literally just having not met someone yet. That's where the anxiety lies, not in the phone call itself.
Right. So I see what you mean.
I don't think it's a bad addition to the 1 week rule, but maybe not before the meetup, or like it's just not as.
How would you feel? Picture this. You've gone on one date with a girl. It went really well. Like you really enjoyed it. And you do the like text me when you get home safe, blah, blah, blah. You don't hear anything the next day. But then the day after she calls you and is like, hey, are you free? Like Saturday, I'd love to do this with you. What do you feel about that? Like the call follow up. Do we like it? Do we not like it?
Did she text me to tell me she got home safe?
Yeah. You guys had that. You're like, have a good night.
Okay.
Like, yeah, you did the like.
I'd be like, I would be worried.
Yeah, no. You did the like, glad you got home, or like, thanks for texting me. Glad you got home safe. Like, had a great night. And someone hearted the message, and like that was the end of it. Like there was no, you know how sometimes the next morning there has to be like a morning or like a hey, I was just thinking about this. There was none of that, but instead she called you. Like, how would you feel about that? The way, sorry, can I just say this really quick? The way that Kat's autism requires like a detailed situation for her to play it out. Like most people could have just been like, oh, instead of a text, I got a call. But she's like, did we say we got home safe?
Yeah.
I'm worried.
I think I would be anxious to see that she's calling me, because I would be like, oh, she's being really nice about not being interested. But like thinking through that, I don't think anyone would ever do that. You would simply not hear from them until like the next day, and then they'd be like, hey, had so much fun, but like don't think I'm interested in this.
Or I'm not calling someone to tell them I'm not interested.
Yeah, no. Or you'd simply wouldn't hear from them again.
Yeah. It's not a ghost. Like,
no. I think I would be totally fine. Like I think I would be happy if someone called me the next day and was like, hey, I had a really great time. Like,
yeah.
You want to meet up again, or whatever you said. I think someone calling the next day. Yeah, that would be.
However, I would be terrified to call.
Yeah.
But would love if someone called me. That's not super.
That's being a lesbian.
That's being a lesbian, and also like, you know, that's stupid. Like if he wanted to, he would, but I want to and I don't.
Yeah.
Enough. I don't want to hear it. Yeah. This is exclusively for lesbians. But I think many straight women would probably appreciate a man taking the initiative to like even call and say, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, send me a death threat at the email, but like, I don't know. I think that would be kind of gentlemanly to call after, and like, that's how it used to be. We just weren't texting.
This was actually just in a show that I was watching where he was interested in this girl and was going to his friend and was like, oh, should I text her and ask her out? And she was like, no, call.
Really?
And then he calls her, and then they hang up, and she's with another friend, and the other friend goes, wow, he called. So it must be a thing.
Liked.
Yeah.
Because I think it's a little bit too like, one, it's more direct, because a lot of the times when you text, it's like a, hey, it's so-and-so from Hinge or so-and-so from the bar. Yeah. Whereas when you call someone, like, you're calling with a purpose. You're not just like, hey, I called to chat. Like, you're like, hey, it was so nice meeting you tonight. We should totally get coffee, or if you're free this week, like, and then, yeah, I think I'm free like later in the week. Awesome. Like, I'll text you details. Like, it can go back to texting, but I've also seen the move. It's in movies a lot. But when someone, like a guy will ask for a girl's number and she'll give it to him, and then as she's walking away, he'll call the number and then see her pick up whatever, and then make some joke about it not being a fake or something like, or like, when can I see you again? Like, just showing interest, I think, is maybe what women are liking.
Yeah.
And a phone call feels very intentional and like they're showing interest, whereas people will text you and lead you on for days before they ghost you. No one's calling you if they have an intention of not seeing you again.
Yeah.
And if they are to let you down easy, that's crazy behavior. Crazy, yeah. And just hang up on them. Is there anything else that you wanted to say about making them work for you? Any cons that you wanted to call out?
I think I've called out most of the cons that I could think of.
I think also too, everyone knows the cons of online dating. Yeah. Everyone's sticked around and found out.
Yeah. Also, like, not only is a dating app what you make it, but anything you make it can be a dating app.
Real.
Like, apparently people are using Reddit as a dating app.
You know what?
People are using TikTok as a dating app.
My roommate met her boyfriend on Among Us.
Right. Like, people be meeting on Discord.
The
lesbians used to meet on Tumblr.
Yes.
Okay.
You can make anything into a dating app.
You can make anything into a dating app. Mm-hmm. So find out what works
was that
for
one
you.
Called? Yik Yak? I'll be thumbsing up my crush. Yeah, no, make anything a dating app
Yeah.
if you want to.
Yeah. Like if you're looking for ways to date, there are more ways to do it than just the apps that are given to you.
Yeah. I also do think that the like stigma around dating apps is old and boring. Like I understand, like people say it to be cool, where they're like, I met my boyfriend like in real life, or like your relationship is more embarrassing because you met on Hinge, whereas like we met in person. Like shut up.
No, yeah, I think that's stupid.
I think honestly, the fact that you were able to fish through a dating app and find someone that you genuinely liked, that's more impressive than you just meeting someone that was kind of hot at a bar.
Yeah, truly.
Also, sorry, but like, what's glamorous about a bar? Like. Dating is inherently a vulnerable, embarrassing thing. Just have fun with it.
We met in a shadowy alley.
Yeah.
The floor was sticky. I agree. I think that people should not be like embarrassed if they met on a dating app or whatever. It's just a tool in the old tool belt these days.
Yeah. I think 2026 should be like making dating fun again. You know how you were like, we're not kissing enough, and agreed.
Yeah.
But we're also just not having fun while dating. I think if you're treating it seriously where you're on the apps because you want a boyfriend or you want a partner, then that's when it becomes not fun.
Yeah.
Like it's not that deep. And it doesn't have to be.
Limit.
Yeah, no limit. Yeah, like you know how you were saying you would get frustrated and like delete it? Like if there's no one on there, just close the app.
Yeah.
And go on about your day. Like
yeah. I did fully say in my 2026
that dating apps were out?
I did say that dating apps were out.
Have I changed your mind? Oh, you can't tell the people.
I think changing the way we use dating apps, talk about dating apps, changing the limits we have within and around dating apps, that can be in. But the way dating apps are being used right now, that's out.
That's out, yeah. You know, it's like I'm not anti-religion, I'm anti-church. I'm not anti-app, I'm anti-people. Like, when everyone gets a grip, then you'll see us on there.
So please let us know once collectively we have all gripped, and you'll
send
see
in your
us.
profile, we'll judge it.
Oh,
that could be fun.
I would love,
yeah.
We'll give you some advice.
I'll tell you what's funny and what's not on your profile. Like I'll be real, while also calling you a cutie.
Yeah, everyone's a cutie.
You may not be cutie to me, but you're cute for someone.
You're cutie to someone.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
I feel better about dating apps. Do you?
Yeah, I do.
I feel like we have a better understanding of the cons, their algorithm, and how we're going to make it our bitch.
Absolutely.
And I think the biggest lesson was turn everything into a dating app.
Yeah.
Turn dating into a real game.
Turn dating into a real game. I still think love letters are in, though. I think
absolutely.
we should be taking
love
advantage.
Calls and love letters.
Love calls, love letters. We should be taking advantage of the postal system while it still exists, okay?
Precisely. Although stamps are kind of expensive. So don't pay for the apps, pay for stamps.
Pay for stamps. Yeah, use your app budget to pay for stamps. Well, I've lost count of how many times the camera died whilst recording that, but hopefully we've put something together that makes at least some sense.
All right, thanks for tuning in. We wish you all of the luck on your 2026 dating endeavors.
Yeah. And when all else fails, pick whatever app you want and make that into a dating app.
See you guys on Instacart.
All right. Bippity boppity bye.